Greetings, greetings, all divine beings. It is Witchy Poo coming back to you with another video. And if you are feeling kind, please subscribe. I have the Wild Mystic Tarot Oracle deck. I am going to draw 6 cards for Aries and then 6 cards for Taurus. And as you were watching me shuffle the cards, I have the love card that has popped out, and it's the 2 swans. Now, I have the guidebook here, but right now I'm just going off of the energy because this is the first card, and this is what I normally like to do here, just to see kind of where this reading is going to take us. Love is a reflection of self, and it reflects outward. Not everybody understands the reflection of a mirror, let alone the reflection of water when you look to try to get clearer, to get a clearer understanding. And I feel like love is what is going to be needed to operate pretty much on the rest of this year. Love is going to have to be something that you focus on and operate in your integrity, in your conversations, even when you're trying to make money. You have to have a sense of love and you have to mean it wholeheartedly. Love is just more than a 4-letter word. It is universal. And I tell you guys all the time that love will help you get through the most difficult times. Now, this card represents love in all forms. You may be in a platonic relationship or really in a committed one. But however this goes, this is wanting you to express self-love. And swans, what do? They mate. They immediately connect, and they are more than the ugly ducklings on the lake, okay? This card implies that you may find love within 3 to 4 weeks at this time. And also, it is symbolic to the commitment of loyalty, partnership, and faithfulness. But remember, before you can give this to a physical person, you have to give this to yourself first. All right, now. All right, without further delay, we are going to draw 6 cards for Aries. Click out of this video here on YouTube, and you can watch Taurus's thereafter. I did do April horoscope on the website. I believe Aries is loaded and Taurus is on its processing. So just keep refreshing. Go over and get your April horoscope for 2026. I'm ahead of the ball, and I want you guys to go ahead and check it out because I know you truly missed. Spirits, let me through the doors. I'm only going to split twice. Give us oracle messages that need to come through at this time. The first card we have, and I'm going to tab the book, is Balance. And these look like the dolphins, and this is Libra energy. Okay. We're going to tab this one so we have it. But we need to know that we're talking about balance. All right, this is the yin and the yang effect, as you can see with both dolphins. So you got to know something in the past right now really wants to create some sort of equal balance, resolution. But it's truth. It's truth to a past situation. And then we have the strength card. I believe this is the eye of the tiger with that butterfly effect. And we all know what strength means, right? It's the fire that lives inside. And it's also like a protective thing for us to get through difficult and stressful times. This is in the present moment. Draw 5 more. Let's see, in the future, we have intention. That's always a good one. The big jellyfish. Jellyfish, what? They shock you if you get too close. So you've got to know your intention is everything this spring leading up to the summer, because intention is pretty much a part of your senses, and people don't operate on good matter. They don't operate on good, let alone for that matter with integrity. All right. And we've got 2 more. We've got victory. That looks like you, Taurus. And then we have, but I think it's a hog of some sort. Then we've got inspire. Okay, let me draw the last one, and I'm going to tab these cards. We'll go back and see what's up. And then we have strength again. Or no, stillness. I'm sorry. Stillness in Aquarius. Glasses. I have stillness here in that Aquarius energy. All right, let's see about this hog, because I believe that's what it is. I see stillness. Heron. That's the name of that. I need inspire. And then this hog thing. I appreciate your patience. We're going to take our time with this. We never kind of go over it. It's a bore. Never go over what they mean. And that victory is telling us something is triumphant from this past that's going to balance us out. All right. And then the last one is inspire. And this is that hummingbird. All right. And then the last one we have is Wren, W-R-E-N, which is inspire. Okay. So we have all the cards tab. Let's start with balance. Okay. I thank you guys for your patience and most of all, your good energy as we read these oracle cards for Aries. This is being recorded in front of a non-live studio audience. All right, I have the dolphin here. Now, this card is telling us and urging us, all right, to balance between different aspects of self. In it is stability in the face of a storm. Sorry. Claiming the tempest within to come to a better understanding. Now, you may have a hectic past. You may have a hectic person in your life that won't go away, but there is something and someone that wants a balance with you, and it's becoming an obsession. Okay, Aries? And this balance that they want from you is emotional to reconnect, and they want to get you to kind of answer some questions about why you haven't spoken or reached out to them for so long. And here we are in the future of turning like a new tide. A couple of decades have went on. So the element here is water to let you know how thirsty they truly are, but it's what's going to help you come to an better understanding of why you cut these people, places, or energy off. Now, here is the spell work, and this is not spell work. This is just a tip for you, right? Because we don't hurt. Emotional balance during a difficult time, psychological balance, and aid for a mental turbulence, aiding those with addiction. You have somebody in your life in this form that may be getting over some sort of addiction, and their mind is even more clouded over who you are. Okay, here's a card to flip to see what we get. All right, and then I have the Nine of Pentacles. What's happening here, Aries, is that you cut somebody off in this energy that you used to provide for. And you used to give them money in some sort of balance, and they lied to, for whatever reason, of what they were asking for. So now that you've cut off a specific mark in their life, they want to kind of change how you view them, but this is not for you to reconcile at this time. All right, I have the Strength card that is next. That is the eye of the tiger now, so we can't forget that. That is the tiger, so this is strength, all right? So with this Strength card, Aries, the tiger has been held in many mythologies as being great and might. But you need to know this tiger card represents inner strength as well as a physical one. So you're going to need strength to overcome adversity, to overcome illness, but most of all, you're going to need strength to overcome some sort of hatred or danger that is coming near. And you've got to keep your eye on everybody you come across, the energy, the resistance, the resilience, everything. You may even have a little temptation here to test you. But in this process that you're going through, this is all about personal power. How are you going to handle this situation, the people around you, and most of all, the ones that are kind of trying to invade your world? Now, fire is this element, and this is something you can do. You can write on the paper of everything that's bothering you, the troubles, all the bad, okay? You don't want to really deal with people because then we're tapping into spell work. You want to attack physical problems. You write that down and you burn it, and that is how you get them resolved, because the universe understands your heart and you are wanting this to kind of leave you alone. And in that sense, you are really instilling strength in the will of the mind, recovering from a weak understanding and self-confidence. And this is also going to help you with a physical illness, breakup, or a problem you're having with a physical person without naming names about these people, you know? It's situations. And we wonder about all these mythological stories that have some sort of resonance today, but we don't really take what's important. We kind of worry about the bad stuff instead of these stories. These are being passed along, right? So your story is just as important as the ones that's being told all over the world. Don't think that you are less of importance, um, for that matter, to get through storms. You have a story to tell and you have a story to live for. Okay, hope that makes sense. You have the King of Wands and the cards, and this is Taurus energy. So you've got to focus. You've got to completely focus on yourself in this home setting, this castle. This is you understanding that you have the strength to do it. Don't ever think that you are weak for any moment. Now, moving on to this intention with the jellyfish. You may not understand everybody's intention, and that's not for you to do. But what you have to operate on is how you physically do people and how you physically move. Okay. Let's see. I have them tabbed and I'm still flipping and floating. The jellyfish. Okay. Thank you guys for being here. If you're still watching, I appreciate the energy now. Okay, so we are here with the card that represents psychological sensitivity, right? When people say things that hurt, it shocks us, it makes us like overthink. And then sometimes when people say things that make us sad, it makes our heart break. So it's about controlling our emotions despite how people present a certain subject, okay? Uh, this is setting your intention, and this is the first step to beginning to trust yourself and other individuals. Also, it's trusting in the universe and the path that it has set for you. That's like on the second level. All right. Jellyfish are what? Sensitive to changes in the water temperature and may become unwitting, like an omen, if they are disrupted, right? So they will shock you. You need to know that being around a lot of people or a crowd, you don't have to have super over anxiety thoughts about. You kind of just got to place yourself as being the only one in the room and the only one that is in control of you. And if it becomes too much, you got to what? Back away from the situation, but you don't judge or feel that something was going to happen when it really wasn't. You never gave it the chance. So it's about controlling the world around you, but it starts with yourself. Okay. And this card is focusing on changing our intention. This is all going to help you be more beneficial in your self understanding, and it's going to bring clarity with abundance. Now, water is here, of course. So our feelings are going to have to be drowned out sometimes, and you have to really focus on being a big girl or a big boy. Because if we get caught up in our feelings too much, then we get too comforted in that emotion of whatever it is that it's not positive, right? We always focus on that negative aspect. You can swim without fear, even if you've never been to the ocean, my dear. Now, here's the spell work: setting intention, heightening your psychic power, and divination magic. We all have a power in us. We just are not sure how to tap into it, or we're either afraid of why we felt that way or why we know a certain stuff. It's all in the power of you and how you operate and use the power that has been given. The moon is here. Not only is the truth being illuminated to you this time through the intention card, but it's really wrapping up this whole reading on how you have to um, really get out of the illusion in your mind and get in the real world, because we can create all of these scenarios that have nothing to do with what has physically happened to you in the past 10 days, 10 months. But we tend to hold on to these things forever, and that becomes a characteristic that becomes a part of us. Okay, so now we've got the victory. The victory is here, and this boar is letting us know that hard times don't last long. In that energy of understanding, it's just the world. This is the world we live in. It's not anything we've done to make us feel we were getting some sort of karma, unless you really are, right? But it's all about the matter of controlling um, misunderstatements or misunderstandings about you through other people. Now, the victory is here, and this is realizing your potential. This is realizing you can accomplish your goals if you could just remain focused. In the event that you can tap into the earth, you have to understand how boars do. They're just in the wilderness. You'll just run up on them, right? And they're big as hell, surviving, and not really scared of a consequence. They'll fight for it first. So you can take on that Celtic energy, that Celtic power. You'll understand that victories are always heavy. They're never lighthearted, right? So you've got to tap into the earth. And in order to stand on any conflict or anything that bothers you, you have to really tap into the earth. Basil can help you do that, and bay leaves if you don't have anything else. Attracting success, money magic, new job, promotion. These should only be your focus for the next couple of months into the summer. This will bring you luck. This will bring you fortune. And focusing on standing on your success is going to gain a better outcome in a decision or a competition that's really going to have you struck in a mindset where you don't think you can fertilize it. You don't think you can birth it, and you can. Okay, you have the power to do more what you think, even if you just start with the faith that you may be currently holding on to today. I have the Knight of Cups in reverse. You've got to get out of the feelings that fire is not going to burn. We know that. Everything you face has to be fearless energy, and you have to realize you're going to be okay. Because if you were not, we would not be here speaking today, right? Everything that is a worry is something that you don't have to physically do. You're just making yourself older in your mind, and you're stressing yourself out too. You will always have a victory, Pooh. The next card is Inspire, and this is the Warren, I believe. This was the very last one. I know where this is at. And this was about really finding focus to be more inspired with self and other people. See how you got to uncover the circle that's already been completed for you. Okay, so this card is a word that translates to druid. And this really can be looked at as a songbird who loves to write poetry, be a poet. And that's how you have to look at this way of your mind during this early spring. And in doing that, you're going to teach yourself, other people around, but most of all, somebody who's watching. Somebody watches you without words. Somebody watches you without even looking at you sometimes. They just have you on play if you're a content creator. And in this vibe that they're listening and watching you, it's something that they find natural, and that's what inspires them, Pooh. So don't lose that about you. This is encouraging you to listen to the natural worlds and inhabitants around you. Inhabitants around you. Gosh, we're rolling this live. I am not editing this and starting it over. Nope. We all make mistakes, and we're human. But most of all, it's people trying to stop me from spewing positivity. I know it. So in the event you take that inspiration, in the event you understand that your inhabitants in the world that you live in is all a part of your environment, and that is what has to keep you encouraged. Just keep rolling with it, right? Here you go with the air, and that's what's blowing in at this time. Spell work as dream work and exploration, inspiring storytelling and spring rites. This is your time to understand the magic that you give, and also your story that you survived something that's going to inspire other people, Jit. You're a walking inspiration, Aries, and you don't have to come out to be embarrassed about anything, but you're a survivor of something very serious. I have 3 cards that have popped out. Queen of Swords, that female, you don't ever have to forgive because they haven't forgiven themselves. That female that took you for granted and something that you tried to balance them out with, you have to understand they are locked into a eternal hell. They are never going to come out of this bubble that they live in, and they watch you in secrets and silence, and they would never be courageous enough to come to you to ask you for anything ever again, because they've realized what they've done, and they also realize the trauma that they've caused you, but they don't know how to apologize. They just honor you and recognize you as some sort of king. I want you to see these crowns. There's 2 crowns here. There's a crown here at the top, and then she's holding a crown here right now. They will always be indebted to you, and you will always be an inspiration to them, and they're never going to apologize for what they did or do. But just know that they would never, ever come and disrespect you ever again. Aries, the final card is the stillness think these are pelicans, and we've got Aquarius energy to wrap this up. The heron, this is stillness, all right? This card is serenity. This card is a reflection of everything you've been standing on since the beginning of time, right? Like you were born, that kind of ride. It is a card for meditation. It is a card for realization. It is also a card for mindness, reflection, and grounding. You've got to get outside this spring to see the light. You've got to get outside to take a moment to realize you are a part of harmony when it comes to the vibe, Aries. You are literally how they strike the fish to go get what they want. And that Aquarius in your energy, you're not afraid to drown. You're not afraid to swim. There's so many things about you that help you push through persistent situations. And I need you to know this is for you to take in a higher consciousness and understand you're going to have to be still towards the end of May, going into the summer, to reflect on everything that you were supposed to have did. Because then you're going to see that chaos of someone else's is not how you are going to handle the rest of this year. Chaos of someone else's is going to make you threaten the world that they have access to anymore going forward. You understand me, friends? Air and water is here in the elements of the earth. And the spell work that you need is promoting inner calm peace, quelling fear and doubt, leaving it where it needs to be, out of your circle, out of your world, and out away from your mouth. Final card is the Five of Cups in reverse. You are overcoming not only this sad route that you've traveled in from last year up over the holidays, you're just getting yourself back up. So I have to let you know everything that you feel, whether it was wishes for other people, not being selfish, you are now getting your chance. Aries, for the rest of April, you are going to be up not only in a kind of reward setting where everything comes to you attracted and easily, but you are getting what you deserve because you've been patient in your mind and most of all, financially. You've been really patient on how you've been accepting every difficult situation. I have to let you know, Aries, that you have great things coming. You just have to continue to be patient. Here's a boost of energy to let you know how much Witchy loves thee. And here you go with some positivity. Whatever it is going forward, you got to know the spirit and the universe is saying yes and more. Until next time, guys, I say, Ashe.